friends, welcome back to my channel. So as you know that we have started with our new chapter, that is subsidiary books, and we have completed half of the theory part of this, and the theory part which we have covered in my previous video, we are going to see one example on each theory that we have learned in the previous video. So in this today's video, we are going to do the same thing, that we are going to take one example, the very first example of this new chapter. So get ready with your pen, paper, calculator, whatever materials you need it, and try to solve with me, so that you will have a practice that how I am solving, and you will also be able to do that on your own. So without any further ado, we will start with the video. So the first example of simple cash book we are going to see. Let's see what is this example about. Record the following transactions in a simple cash book of Rupam Traders for the month January 2011. So these are the transactions of Rupam Traders. So we have to record all these transactions in a simple cash book for the month of January 2011. So see, on 1st January, which transaction took place? Cash in hand rupees 20,000. Now what does cash in hand means? Cash in hand is the amount that is left with the business at the end of particular accounting period. So that is called as cash in hand. So this is the amount 20,000 left with Rupam Traders at the end of the particular accounting period. That is, if on 31st March Rupam Traders accounting period is closing, so the amount in Rupam Traders is rupees 20,000. Next, on 3rd January, received cash on account from Govind rupees 4,000. Now here Govind has given us amount of rupees 4,000 directly on account to Rupam Traders. That is, here no cash payment is made, that it is directly made through account. So this is bank is involved in this transaction. Since on account we are receiving the amount, so bank will be involving in this transaction. On 6th January, purchased machinery rupees 6,000. Okay, Rupam Traders purchased machinery of rupees 6,000. Next, 9th January, insurance premium paid rupees 1,500. On 12th, sold goods for cash rupees 8,000. Now I have told you this term sold goods for cash like for so many times. Sold goods for cash means you have sold goods and immediate payment of sales is made to you by the buyer. That is called as sold goods for cash. An example of simple cash book. Here, this is the first example we are going to see. Record the following transactions in a simple cash book of Rupam Traders for the month January 2011. So all these transactions are of Rupam Traders. We have to record all these transactions in simple cash book of Rupam Traders. On 1st January, the first transaction, cash in hand rupees 20,000. Now what does cash in hand means? Cash in hand is that amount left with the business, that is with Rupam Traders at the end of particular accounting period. So that is called as cash in hand. On 3rd January, received cash on account from Govind rupees 4,000. Now what does cash on account means? Here from Govind we have received partial payment of the goods that we have sold to him on credit. So the amount of that goods that we have sold, the partial payment of that goods is being paid to us from Govind of rupees 4,000. On 6th January, purchased machinery rupees 6,000. 9th, insurance premium paid rupees 1,500. Now don't get confused in these dates. All these are the dates of the transactions. These are not the serial number of the transactions. On these particular dates, these transactions had took place. So for your better understanding, I have bracketed it. That is why don't get confused. Next, on 12th January, sold goods for cash rupees 8,000. Now, so many times I have told you this, sold goods for cash. Again, I will tell you. Here, we have sold goods of rupees 8,000 and immediate payment of that goods is made to us in cash by the buyer. That is called as sold goods for cash. On 13th January, received commission of rupees 1,800. 15th Jan, purchased postal stamps rupees 250. Next, purchased goods for cash from Mehta Bros rupees 1,750. Again, the same meaning of purchased goods for cash. I told you here, sold goods for cash. Now here again that transaction came, purchased goods for cash. Just you have to consider here in the sense of purchasing. Okay, we have purchased goods from Mehta brothers and immediately we have paid them the amount of rupees 1,750. So that is called as purchased goods for cash. Next, cash paid to Rampal rupees 2,500 on account. Again, we have paid amount rupees 2,500 to Rampal on account. That is, we have made partial payment of the account of the amount to Rampal. Whatever we have purchased from him, that amount we have paid in partial payment. So that is called as cash paid on account. Next, on 26th Jan, paid rent rupees 3,300. On 20th Jan, sold furniture rupees 5,000. Next, deposited into bank rupees 2,200. Sorry. Last, on 31st January, paid salary to office staff rupees 4,700. So all these transactions are of Rupam Traders. So we will draw the specimen of simple cash book and then we will record all these transactions in that simple cash book. So this is how the simple cash book looks like. This is the specimen of simple cash book, and on the side we have kept the transactions of Rupam Traders that we have to record in this simple cash book of Rupam Traders. So let's see the first transaction. Cash in hand rupees 20,000. Now this cash in hand is of previous year, that is the amount that is left with Rupam Traders at the end of particular accounting period. So we have to take it in the another financial period, that is new accounting period. Okay, and this is of previous year. So this is the opening balance of our business. We have to include it in our business. So this amount we are going to write down in the receipts side. Here this column is receipts, debit side, and this column, this side is payment side, that is credit. Okay, now here we are introducing that last year's cash in hand in our current accounting period. So we are including in our business, that is in our business which is not going out of business. So it will always be on the debit side, that is on the receipt side of simple cash book of the new accounting period. So here the date of the transaction and the item cash in hand, or if you are doing it in a professional way, you have to write down it as to balance brought down, because this amount we have taken it from the previous accounting period and we are introducing it in our new accounting period. That is why that balance is brought from the last year's accounting period. So this is the accurate term you can write down in your simple cash book. Cash in hand is also correct, but if you are writing it in terms of as a commerce student or in terms of accounting, then you have to write here to balance brought down. So that this is the most appropriate term you can write down in your simple cash book or in any cash book. So to balance brought down, what is the amount? We don't have the receipt number, so it will be nil. No ledger folio number, so this will also be nil. Amount rupees 20,000. So this is how the first transaction is recorded. Next, received cash on account from Govind rupees 4,000. Now here we have received the amount from Govind, so we are the receipt, that is we are the receiving party. So that amount is going to get the debit effect, because debit what comes in. We are receiving that amount in cash, so real account rule has applied, debit what comes in. So we will record it on the receipt side. On 3rd January, received cash on account from Govind. So to Mr. Govind's account, because from Govind we are receiving it, so we are going to write here to Mr. Govind's account. Amount 4,000. No receipt number, no ledger folio number, it will be nil. Now the narration for this transaction, and you must have also got a question why there is no narration for the first transaction, because that balance we have brought in our current period as it is. No changes are made to that amount, so no narration for that. It is a simple thing, we have brought the actual amount in the current period. Now next narration for this, we have received cash on account from Govind, so we will write the narration being cash received on account. I will write here in the short form. So that is the narration for the second transaction of 3rd December. Next transaction of 6th January, purchased machinery rupees 6,000. Now here we that Rupam traders have purchased machinery, so this is a loss for the business. So and we are paying the amount for the purchases, that is purchase of machinery, that is why the amount is going out of the business. So we are making the payment of the purchases, so this will come on the payment side, that is by machinery account. Because we have purchased machinery, so machinery account will be reflected on the payment side. Okay. No voucher number. On payment side, always we have to write down the voucher number, because you don't know which type of payment it is. If it is a sales written payment, or if it is a purchase written, any it can be. So according to that, voucher numbers are given to them. Okay. So we will give here a dash sign because nothing is given. Amount rupees 6,000. Okay. Now narration for this, being machinery purchased. Very simple narration, no need to complicate it. Being machinery purchased. Next transaction. On 9th January, insurance premium paid rupees 1,500. Again this transaction, we are paying insurance premium. So this will appear on the payment side. So here I will write down by insurance premium account. Now here dates are, I haven't written dates, sorry for that. This is on 6th January and this is on 9th January. See here, while you are solving, something happens with you that you miss something. Always go in a sequence way. First date, then the particular whatever is the description, and then the voucher number, ledger folio number, and then the amount. Always go in a sequence way. Here I directly started that is why I left something. So you don't do that mistake like me. Always go in a sequence manner. Okay, let's concentrate here. Now what is the amount for the insurance premium paid? 1,500. Okay. Now the narration for this, being insurance premium paid. Okay. As it is, because we are giving only the description of the transaction, nothing more we are doing over here. What is this transaction about? A small description about that. Next, on 12th January, sold goods for cash rupees 8,000. Now this is the profit for Rupam traders since we have sold goods. So we are gaining profit over here, that is we are receiving cash. So this transaction will appear on the receipt side, that is debit what comes in. So the date for the transaction is 12th January. Here I will write down January 2011. All these dates are of January 2011. To sales account. Since sales is made over here, that is why sales account. Amount rupees 8,000. Narration for this transaction, being goods sold for cash. Okay. Okay. Now next, on 13th January, received commission of rupees 1,800. Now this is a profit for the business because we have received commission, that is debit what comes in. So this will appear on the receipt side. 13th January to commission account. What we have received commission, that is why commission will appear over here. Commission account. Amount is rupees 1,800. Okay. Narration for this, being commission received. Okay. Now next, purchase postal stamps rupees 250. Now here this is an expenditure for Rupam traders, that is we have purchased postal stamps of rupees 250. So we are paying over here, so that transaction we have to write down in payment side. What is the date for that transaction? 15th of Jan. By postal stamps account, because we have purchased, Rupam traders has purchased postal stamps, so postal stamps account. Amount rupees 250. Narration, being postal stamps purchased. Okay. Next, on 18th January, purchased goods for cash from Mehta Bros rupees 1,750. Again here we have purchased goods from Mehta Bros, so this is an expenditure for Rupam traders. So again we have to write down in payments column, because we are paying cash to Mehta brothers, that is we are paying the amount, so we have to write down this transaction on the payment side. 18th By purchases account, what is the amount? Rupees 1,750. Narration being goods purchased for cash. Being goods purchased for cash. Okay. Now next. Cash paid to Rampal rupees 2,500 on account. Again, we have made payment to Rampal. Again, we have to write down this transaction on the payment side on 23rd January by Rampal's account, because we are paying to Rampal, so Rampal's account will appear over here. Do not forget to write down this term by, because we are referring to that particular account of which we are recording the transaction. So these terms are very important, by and to. But where to use by and where to use to, that also you have to remember. To you have to write down in the receipt side, and by you have to write down in the payment side. Okay, the amount for this transaction 2,500. Narration for this being cash paid on account. Okay. Next transaction. Paid rent rupees 3,300. Again we are paying over here, so this also we have to write down in the payment side. On 26th Jan we are writing this by rent account, because we are paying the rent, that is why rent account will be reflected. Amount rupees 3,300. Narration being rent paid. Okay. Next, sold furniture rupees 5,000. Now here this is the profit for Rupam Traders. Since we have sold furniture, so we have to write down this in the receipt side. Now why receipt side? Because we have sold furniture of rupees 5,000 and Rupam Traders is receiving that 5,000 for sales. That is why cash comes in the business. So we have to write here in the receipt side. On 28th Jan to furniture account, because we have sold furniture, that is for furniture account of rupees 5,000. Narration being old furniture sold for cash. Okay. So this is how the narration will appear, or simple narration for this being furniture sold. But this is the old furniture of Rupam Traders. We have to understand some things on our own, which is new, which is old. Furniture cannot be of old quality or new quality, but Rupam Traders is already having that furniture. That is why being old furniture sold for cash. Sorry, sold for cash. I have been tricked. Sold for cash. So that is why they have mentioned over here being old furniture sold for cash, because Rupam Traders was already having that furniture with its business. Next, on 29 Jan, deposited into bank rupees 2,200. Now here we are paying, in other words we can say that we are paying amount to bank, that is we are depositing amount into bank. So we have to write down this transaction in the payment side. So on 29th Jan, by bank account. Since we are depositing amount in bank, so bank account will be reflected. Amount of rupees 2,200. Narration: being cash deposited into bank. Okay. So this is how the narration will appear. Last transaction on 31st Jan, paid salary to office staff rupees 4,700. Clearly it is given in the transaction that we are paying salary to office staff, so this will appear on the payment side. So we will write here by salary account, because we are paying salary to office staff, so salary account will be reflected. Amount rupees 4,700. Narration: being salary paid to office staff. Okay. Now here that is the end of the transactions. Now this was the last transaction on 31st Jan. All transactions we have recorded in simple cash book. Now here we have to equal both the sides, that is the receipt side and then the payment side. Both should equal each other. Now let's count down the first side, that is receipt side. So these are the amounts we have written on the receipt side and the payment side. So firstly we will calculate receipt side. So you add up 20,000, 4,000, 8,000, 1,800 and 5,000. You have to plus all these amounts and write it down in a, don't write it in a fair way, just calculate this amount. Okay. Now what is the amount for this? 38,000. Oh sorry, not 38,000. We have to keep this amount aside. Don't write it in a fair way. After that, after calculation of receipt side, then you have to calculate the payment side. So in payment side, firstly you have to calculate 6,000, 1,500, 250, 1,750, 2,500, 3,300, 2,200 and 4,700. So after adding up the payment side and the receipt side, just compare the difference between both. Which is the lesser one? Of course, the payment side will be the lesser one. Because remember, receipt side is always going to be greater than the payment side. That is why payments is always going to get the carried down effect. That is, payments will be always less than the receipt side. So the amount for payments and the receipts we have to calculate. I have already calculated. 38,800 is the actual total. So I will write here 38,800. Same I will write in the payment side. 38,800 and the double line I have drawn under it. Now you already know that payments is less than receipt side. So minus the total amount of payments from the receipts total. So that is going to be your balance carried down. Now here I have got the amount 16,600. So I will write here by balance carried down. Why by balance carried down? Because to equalize both sides, to tally both sides, that is why we have to carry down the balance. So what is the amount? 16,600. 600. So this is the amount that is being carried down, and this balance carried down amount is going to be a balance brought down in the next financial year or next financial month or next month. So I will write down when this Rupam Traders financial year started on January 1st, 2011. We have already calculated here. So in next month of February, 1st February, I will write here February 1st, 2011. This is going to be a balance brought down. This amount balance brought down, that is we have carry forwarded this balance brought down, this balance carried down in the next month as a balance brought down, because we have to utilize this amount. Amount is 16,600. So this is how a simple cash book is prepared and transactions are recorded in this. I hope you understood this. So that's it with our example of simple cash book. I hope you all understood it, how we have solved, how the transactions are to be recorded in a simple cash book. This was a very first book, a very a cash book. This is our main document, and of cash book we have solved the very first document, that is simple cash book. And this example you try it on your own, write down your own transactions, then watch my video how the simple cash book is prepared, how transactions are recorded in that, and do that with your own transactions, so that you will get an idea that how these transactions are actually recorded in a simple cash book. So in my next video we are going to see another document of cash book. So stay tuned for that video. So if you did like this today's video, do hit that like button. If you are new to my channel, subscribe to my channel. Click that bell icon to get all new notifications of my all new videos that I post, and share with your friends, with your classmates, with your new friends, new buddies, whoever you are with. Help them out with all these stuff. They will also need this. They will get help from you by these videos, by sharing them. And comment down your suggestions, your ideas, your reviews about my explanation. Anything you want to ask me, I will definitely try to solve it out for you. Till then, goodbye.